Take it one day at a time. Next week, next month, next year is coming whether you like it or not. Where are you gonna be? Now get up, keep going. You don't have time for the gym? The world is your gym. Gravity, your weights. Anywhere, your treadmill. Creativity, your machine. You got this. You are your personal trainer. If you can do this, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. Nothing can stop you now. Nothing.
Hello everybody, my name is Nino Aldi. At this point, you've probably seen my transformation video and are here to learn how I did it. You're also probably wondering if it's something you can do too. The short answer is yes, and it's actually pretty simple. I never took any diet pills, never went to the gym. I just came up with a strategy I thought was easy enough to stick to so I wouldn't fail, and as you can see, I didn't. But before I get into that, I feel it's important for you to know who I am and why I created this course to begin with. I am a filmmaker. I've spent 20 years working in Hollywood on numerous television shows and movies. In late 2015, as I was transitioning my career to directing, one day I found myself with two problems. One, I was the heaviest I had ever been, and two, I wanted to make a video that I felt would stand out and inspire. So I decided to combine my problems, and the idea to make the transformation video was born. In January of 2016, I started filming, and by the fall it was done and I had hit my goal, losing 70 pounds in the process. But what happened next, I did not see coming. There was a tremendous response to my transformation video, with millions of views and thousands of shares. I even went on national syndicated talk shows, and everyone had the same questions. How did I lose weight? What did I eat? Did I really not go to the gym at all? And as I explained what I did, it slowly dawned on me that my process was vastly unique compared to conventional wisdom of weight loss. I realized that there was so much information out, so many products out there that confuse people or, quite frankly, just don't work. I became in awe of the fact that most people don't seem to understand the truth on the only way to lose weight. And there is only one way. Everyone I've coached have kept the weight off, which is the most important part. Because if you don't understand how to actually lose weight and maintain it, what good does that do for you in the long run? My goal is to change your life. Let's dive right in. When I decided to do my transformation video, I knew how to film it, but I wasn't quite sure how I was going to drop the weight at first. I actually really had no idea where to start. So I researched hundreds of diets, plans, research papers, and tried to discover where to begin. And then I discovered a through line in all of them. I learned that every diet, no matter what it is, every workout plan tailored for weight loss is built around being in one thing, a calorie deficit. Every single one of them. I mean, most don't even say that's what they're doing, but when I added all the calories up, you can clearly see that every single program or diet places the consumer in a calorie deficit. You must be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. That is the only way to lose weight without surgery. Simply put, eat less, eat more, weigh more. Now, that may sound ridiculous and super simple, but I promise you it's the truth. A calorie is a unit of energy. Your body needs energy to do everyday tasks. When you eat and drink, there is a caloric or energy value to what you consume. Your body will then use this energy to perform everyday functions like digestion, thinking, even sleeping. But what happens when you consume too many calories? Well, if you eat more than your body needs, then the excess energy or calories will be stored as fat, which is bad. And that is something, unfortunately, that we do in Western society all the time without even thinking or knowing, because we just have too much access to food at all times. There is a flip side to that coin. If you eat too few calories, then your body will pull fat that it has stored and convert it to the energy it needs. And that, my friends, is what we want. And data from scientific literature generally agrees that 3,500 calories are equivalent to 1 pound of fat. Therefore, eating 500 to 1,000 calories less a day means losing 1 to 2 pounds of fat a week. And that is science. That is a fact. And that is the truth, and there is no other way around it. So when you hear people saying things like, don't eat sugar, or don't eat fast food, go for a jog, it feels like sage health advice, and it is. But what they're really saying is, sugar is very high in calories. For instance, a bottle of Mountain Dew has 240 calories, a candy bar about the same. Fast food is high in fats, which are also high in calories, while going for a 20-minute jog burns 200, 400 calories, depending on your weight and intensity. Now, you may be thinking, Nino's basically saying diet and exercise. I've heard that before, I've tried that before, and it doesn't work. Well, I'm certainly not saying that, at least not in the way that you think. I'm also not suggesting that you cut out what you love from your diet or change your diet drastically, as that won't work and didn't for me either. But right now, you need to fully grasp the truth that being in a calorie deficit is literally the only way to lose weight. It's not necessarily even about eating healthy, although that would be a good idea. You can actually eat healthy all day long, but if you eat more calories than your body needs, it will be stored as fat. I see a lot of people go to restaurants and they'll order a salad, like, I eat healthy all the time, Nino, and I can't seem to lose weight. And then I'll say, well, what is the caloric value of your healthy salad? And you'll find with almonds and dressings and everything that they put in it, it's actually 1,500 calories, which is way more than even a Big Mac. And this is why you can find people that will actually eat a Big Mac a day and be lean, because you can still eat these things, they're just not in a calorie surplus. As long as your calories are under your surplus, you will not gain weight. So you are overweight for a very specific reason. You are consuming consistently more calories than your body needs. It's not because of your genetics, it's not because you're big bone, it's not because of your metabolism. It is because, again, you consume more calories than your body needs. That is it. And I'm going to prove that theory through you before this course is over. But where do we begin? There are, after all, only two ways to be in a calorie deficit: eating less through a low-calorie diet and exercise. Are they both equal? Well, not exactly. Most experts would say you should do both, as both have health benefits. But health benefits isn't the question we're after at this point. The question is, which is better for weight loss, diet or exercise? The answer is unquestionably diet, and it's not even close. Look at it this way. You could run a marathon and burn 2,600 calories, and then come home and eat a large pepperoni pizza with a large Coke and intake 2,700 calories. You've basically broken even and you're completely wiped. Or you could skip breakfast and eat the other meals as planned while not working out at all and be in a 1,000 calorie deficit. A week of that and you will have lost 2 pounds of fat without stepping a foot in the gym. Now, again, I'm not knocking the gym, I'm not knocking exercise, but there are plenty of people who routinely lift weights and do cardio, but they don't lose weight because they consume too many calories. And unlike you, they don't know the truth. They, like many of us, have been told our whole lives working out means weight loss. It does not. In fact, if your diet isn't on point, calorically speaking, you're toast when it comes to weight loss. This is something that happened to me recently when I went into a gym and I talked to a trainer there, and he was asking me what I did to stay lean, and I told him my process, and he said, he goes, that's so funny, he goes, because most people really don't understand that principle of being in the calorie deficit. They're trying to train harder, lift harder, and do all these things, and then they go and they blow it in their diet. Say you eat a pizza 7 days a week, but you aren't monitoring your intake, so you eat an extra slice more than you need. That's 300 calories. If you wanted to burn that off, you'd have to walk for 83 minutes. Which is easier, not eating the extra slice of pizza or walking for 83 minutes? The logical conclusion is don't eat the extra slice because that adds up. Drinking a 6-pack with your friends on the weekend is 1,200 calories. You'd have to walk for 332 minutes to burn that off. That's nearly 6 hours. Now, I'm not saying you should starve yourself, because you most definitely shouldn't, nor am I saying that you shouldn't be making healthier diet choices. I'm just making the case that you should use a low-calorie diet as a way to lose weight and exercise as a way to stay healthy and fit. To me, weight loss is 90% diet and 10% exercise. And you may be thinking, that's great, Nino, but how do I know how many calories I should be eating? And I've been on diets before that I couldn't stick to them. So what is the best strategy to achieve that? Well, I'll be talking about the strategy I use to make my transformation video, and I'll think you'll find it's quite unique and simple to follow. I want to take you back to my mentality when I was obese. Up to that point, I had tried to lose weight several times in the past by following conventional wisdom, but found it didn't work for me. Then I set out to figure out why. I figured out that when I failed to lose weight in the past, I was trying to do too much and at the same time. I followed a bunch of expert advice simultaneously. I tried eating a clean and healthy diet I wasn't used to. I followed an exercise program. I drank tons of water. I took supplements. I meal prepped. I got on a sleep schedule. I got a gym membership. I did all of these healthy things all at the start of my journey. What I was really doing was setting myself up for failure. After all, going to the gym requires getting up early, 30-minute drive, and a huge commitment to keep it going. Half the time, I found myself waiting to use equipment and the whole ordeal taking a few hours. Once life happened to me, I didn't go to the gym, and then I felt bad, so I ate. Sound familiar? So before I started my transformation video, I knew I needed a different approach. I figured it would take approximately 9 months to complete the video, and I wanted to set myself up for success and ease into it. So when I set out to do the video, I started by doing one thing and one thing only: monitoring my calories. I didn't change my diet. I ate everything I normally ate, but stayed around target numbers generated by a free app. I didn't go to the gym, and I didn't exercise in any way whatsoever when I started. I didn't monitor my sleep, I didn't take any pills or do anything else. I ate the same way I always did, but just less. And I was blown away by the results. After the first week, I was down 3 pounds, and I marveled at the fact that I had only done one thing different: monitored my calories. The second week, I did the same thing and lost another 2 pounds. That was the moment when I discovered the truth, on accident, that just counting calories to keep you in a deficit would equal weight loss. It was hard to believe at first, just like I'm sure it's hard for you to hear it right now, as it was a big paradigm shift. I was still convinced, due to years of listening to experts, that I had to exercise to lose weight. I had to eat healthy to lose weight. But I didn't, and weight was still falling off. I did learn over the course of 9 months, however, that not all foods are created equal, so there is some truth to that. Some foods are overall better for health and well-being, and some have a thermogenic property. I also learned that there's a point when you will want to incorporate some sort of exercise. Eventually, I would do all of those things, only changing one thing week by week. But I found that starting where I was and slowly changing into better habits over the course of time was the way to go. Almost immediately, I would start seeing the results. Then I found myself getting really into it. Then I would research more and make healthier adjustments as I continued. And another very important thing I discovered is that your body will get used to whatever you're doing in about 2 weeks or so, and your metabolism will slow because of it. So you actually need to change it up slightly to keep your metabolism going. Therefore, if you throw the kitchen sink at healthy lifestyle all at once, you will still hit a wall, and you'll likely burn out and quit. But progressively losing 1 to 2 pounds every single week and changing one thing in your diet here and there is easy, and it's the most efficient way that I found to go. Eventually, you'll end up eating better, and you'll probably incorporate some form of exercise. But at the start, I literally did nothing else but count calories from the food that I normally ate and lost 10 pounds in 4 weeks. Then I started to adjust as my body got used to it, and the weight continued to come off. There are dozens of calorie counting apps out there like MyFitnessPal, Lose It, etc. I will be teaching you how to use the one that I used on my journey. It's called Lose It. Lose It will give you a suggestion on how many calories to eat per day to lose up to 2 pounds a week. It's important to note that it is never safe for men to ever consume less than 1,500 calories a day, and for women, 1,200. Going past that isn't healthy and can damage your metabolism, putting your body in starvation mode. Don't do that. The good news is Lose It won't let you set it that low. After you download the app, you'll have to set up a basic free account with your email. After that, they'll ask you for your age, weight, and height, your goal weight is, and how many pounds per week you want to lose. I recommend setting it at 2 pounds per week. The reason for this is that if you go over your allotted limit of calories on some days, you'll still be in a calorie deficit, losing some weight. So it may not be 2 pounds, but it would be 1.5 pounds, which is still pretty good. If you set it too low, like a 1/2 pound a week or pound a week, you have to hit the numbers pretty spot on to actually lose weight. Once you're in the Lose It app, it'll take you to your homepage. page. You can scroll on the tabs at the bottom to navigate the app. The first on the left is called My Day, which shows how many calories you've consumed for the day. The second tab is Log. When you click on that, it'll show you your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack logs. The third tab is Goals, which will show you your current goal and graphs your progress. And as you can see on mine, I started in January 2016 at 220 pounds and went down to 150 pounds, maintaining about 160 ever since. Logging your food is easy. Simply click on the Log tab and then Add Breakfast. A new window will open allowing you to either search for food, scan barcodes, add recent food, add recipe, or search brand. Almost all of the products you buy have a barcode on it. Just scan it and the nutrition facts will pop up, then click Add and it will automatically log it for you. Food without barcodes like fruit and veggies, you can search. And when you locate what you're looking for, select Add and it will log it for you. Do this for everything you eat and drink for the day. When your calories reach your max allotment on the app, stop. And then the next day, repeat. Before you know it, you'll be down a ton of weight by just limiting your calorie intake. Now, you may be thinking logging is going to take some effort and getting used to. Well, yes, it will take some effort, but it shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes per day. And also, I want to put this into perspective for you. It would take you longer to drive to the gym, let alone workout, than it will to log your food. So now we are going to put all of this together for a 6-day challenge to prove this concept works. The challenge is this: log your calories every day from foods you are currently eating for 6 days and try to stay as close as possible to the number on your calorie counting app. Weigh yourself in the morning on day 1, weigh yourself in the morning on day 7, and that is it. Don't exercise, don't try to eat healthy, don't take any diet pills, don't eat anything different than you are normally doing. You are just eating less calories from foods you normally eat. There may be some days when you go slightly over your allotment. That's okay. As long as your weekly intake is down, you will lose weight. It's also important that you weigh yourself at the same time of the day, ideally first thing in the morning, because your body weight fluctuates by up to 10 pounds per day due to fluids and water weight. So to get a consistent and accurate reading, you want to weigh yourself first thing in the morning. Just wake up, use the bathroom if you need to, and step on the scale. And that's it for the challenge. Just 2 steps. It'll prove the truth on weight loss that will literally change your life forever. And if you learn nothing else from this course, you need to understand it. The only way to lose weight is to be in a calorie deficit, and the easiest way to do that is through diet. And that statement needs to really hit home.